Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? So, you've done this before. You got lipstick on my teeth. So you know how it works, but I like to remind people this is not an exact science. So sometimes you got to stretch it out of the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. There's always a reason for what they say or show. So if it doesn't make any sense now, you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. It's their show. I let them run the show as long as they're good. So we're going to talk to Mom. And Mom's showing herself sitting at a table, and she's got spaghetti, and she's literally like putting it on the fork, and it's stringing down, and she's sitting there looking at it, and then she puts the fork in her mouth, and she does kind of like, I don't even see any sauce on it. Maybe there is, but it looks like just white spaghetti with no sauce. May not make any difference. But then you know how people take a string of spaghetti and then they go, usually kids, and they suck that noodle in, you know, that whole noodle, big long piece of spaghetti. She's kind of doing that too. And then I don't know. I don't want to make it sound rude, but like maybe she didn't chew with her mouth closed, or she made a certain noise, you know, when she was eating, or maybe it was just when she was eating spaghetti. Don't know. But it's something I think she's trying to, or somebody just did this. And so she's making a big point of this there's some reason for what she's showing. I just never know exactly where it fits unless they tell me. So let's see. Mom says, I love you, and then she called you something like puddin'. She doesn't look like the kind of lady that would use the word puddin', like pudding, but puddin'. So it might be another word that I just might have to stretch that one a little bit. Names and nicknames fall into that category. I kind of stink at names. Don't know why. It used to get them all exact. Now, not so much. Don't know what the deal is. But anyway, she's saying puddin'. She seems like kind of a stern, may not be the word I want to use, but kind of a very strong, very heavy-handed isn't the word I want to use either. Stern, kind of. She says, say it again, everything you did, there was a reason. What did you learn from it? Every mistake and bump in the road is for your self-learning. She's kind of saying it slow for me. Thank goodness. She's kind of spacing the words out when she says them. Yeah, I get a little dense sometimes. She says, how are you? Don't know why I'm asking that. I know how you are. Every mistake is not a mistake. Every mistake, she's trying to explain, mistakes are lessons in learning. Maybe I can kind of spit it out a little bit. She's like saying like every word really slow. I know she's making sure I get it. I hear it. Every mistake, don't look at them as mistakes. Don't look at them as like hiccups. Look at them as like, what did I learn from this? What is it trying to show me not to do again? Where is it trying to steer me? What is it trying to steer me away from? And if you kind of change your thinking about mistakes you've made in your life, she said you had a lot of learning and growing to do, and she's talking about from your mistakes. She says you're looking at them wrong. You're looking at them wrong. You're punishing yourself for them, and you shouldn't be. You should be change your thinking. She says change it right now. Now she's being stern. She says change it right now. Change your way of thinking. Just think of some mistake you made. Just start with a small one, and think, what did I learn from this? Or was it trying to tell me, don't go that way? Don't do that again. I need to go over here and I need to turn this other way and try something else instead of continually bumping my head up against the same mistake. She says there's something that just keeps coming full circle. It's the same shit. And she's not saying it's a person. It could be a thing, but it's the same situation. Just like I told somebody one time, you keep picking these girls and they're the same girl with a different face. Until you learn that lesson, until you learn whatever that circle, whatever you keep bumping your head against, and then if it's let's just say it's a person, and that person goes away, and then another one just like that person comes up and you're bumping your head against them, and they go away, and here comes another one just like them, because there's something in that situation. And it may not be a person. I'm not saying it's a person. I'm just using that for an example. There's something in that you need to learn for your soul to grow. Something that you need to release, something that you need to step away from, something you need to really look at it in a different, she's showing me a mirror. She's showing me a mirror and then she's turning it. She's turning it, okay, do it again. Okay, she's showing me a mirror, pointing it at that situation in front of you, and then it turns sideways. I have no clue what this means. I've never seen this before. Turn sideways. She says you can look at yourself and then it's going to turn back. It'll be a quickie. So you look at the situation, and I'm just using people for an example. But it's not looking at either one of you and then it flips. I honestly don't know. They usually tell me just enough so they don't give me the details because the details are none of my business, but they should give me just enough that you have whatever the first thing that pops into your head. And there may be several different things, different situations or people or whatever. And she's very adamant about this. Do not be sorry for your mistakes unless you need to apologize to somebody. She says you over apologize. You apologize for things you don't need to apologize for. And she said, sorry, something keeps popping up and distracting me. She says you need to apologize to yourself and free yourself from this circle. You need to free yourself. It's not about telling her that you're sorry or telling somebody else that you're sorry, even though there might be some people you owe an apology to, but not every single thing you do. If that makes sense. That's what she's trying to say. You're overanalyzing. Mom says you're overanalyzing. She feels like she was too hard on you. That maybe she's saying beat you down a little bit. And I don't think she doesn't mean like thump you on the head or. She says she feels like she did not give you enough encouragement. Too many boots in the butt. She means kicking you in the ass. And I don't know that she means literally, physically. Okay, she's showing that she comes up from behind and she grabs you like from around the shoulders from behind and grabs you and kind of almost bear hugs you. So you should be able to feel that, and it might feel like a bubble pushing up against you. You might feel warmth, might feel goosebumps. You know, the hair might stand up on your neck, or you might feel like a tingling across your hot where she throws her arms around you and hugs you. You might go, Chris she might grab. She's really bear hugging you. You should feel this, and so it might choke you a little bit. You might feel like your chest is being squeezed, but you should be able to feel her pushing up against you. And it's usually you don't feel it very strong, but I never know how other people are going to feel the energy. Everybody feels it different. Okay, so she's showing herself, kind of seems like the picture you sent me. She was sitting, I think, and she shows herself kind of sitting. Well, not kind of sitting. She's sitting. And Chris walks up beside her. He's standing beside her, and he's just waving. He's waving. He says it didn't take him long to find her. They know that we're coming, so they're ready and waiting for us. Ready to make sure and help us get to where we need to go. She says, whoop, which one said it? He says to ease into the transition. They have familiar people that you know to ease you into the transition. They let me go so far, but they won't let me go very far. They don't even want me to see. And it's not our deceased loved ones that don't want us to. It's the higher ups. It's the way it's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to see real far into their realm, although I have before. Oh, they think it would scare the bejeebies out of us. It's not creepy. It's beautiful and nothing but love. But anyway, all right, let's see. Okay, there is an older man that I'm assuming is your dad. Feels like a dad energy, got darker skin. He's not making himself really well known. He's just making his presence known. He says, Mom needs to handle this time. Mom needs to handle it this time. Okay, they're showing me what looks like a little red wagon, and it's got board sides on it, sideboards. They're wooden. It looks like, like a red flyer, those wagons back then. So I don't know if you had one when you were little, or somebody has, you kids or grandkids have one now. Been thinking about getting one. Somebody just got them one. Something to do with this wagon. They don't always explain. You're perfect just the way you are. You have to realize you're perfect just the way you are. That's Mom. Chris says, if you weren't perfect, I wouldn't have loved you so much. Just the way you are. They're like your cheerleading squad. I hear all three of them at the same time. They're yelling, I love you, all three at once. It's kind of, you got cheerleaders. So whenever you get down in the dumps, whenever you start feeling bad or you just need a little pep, just ask for your cheerleading squad. And then watch what happens around you. Something about one of them will pop up. You know, it could be on TV, or it could be song on the radio, could be a sign on a billboard or a bumper sticker. License plate. I get the license plate all the time, because to me, 808 at a certain angle looks like it spells B-O-B. So Bob's mine. And I'll look up in front of me and there'll be a license plate, has 808 on it. You never know where the sign is going to be. So I'm not sure what numbers would fit for you, whether that's applicable, but they brought that up kind of strong. Okay, they're mentioning angel numbers for you, and I don't know which one mentioned it. Even like license plates, you might see 111, 222, 777. On my bike trip to Arkansas, on semi-trucks, I was seeing 777 over and over and over, because they have numbers, you know, for the truck, to identify them or whatever, or on license plates. I saw it on a sign. I can't tell you how many places I saw 777. So when you see these numbers repeating like that, go Google angel numbers, blah, blah, blah. Or if there's 4 of them, do 4 of them. There's 3. It usually has to be at least 3 in a row. So there's going to be some messages for you in those angel numbers they're stressing. Okay. She started to say 2 different things. Okay, we're going to go with first. She can hear you, she can see you. I promise everybody 1,000% they can hear you and see you. So tell her. If you want to tell her you're sorry, tell her you're sorry. But she's going like this. You have nothing to be sorry for. You have nothing to be sorry for. She says, get out of that. Get out of that. You have nothing to be sorry for. Again, she says, you're perfect just the way you are. Don't do that to yourself. Mama says so. She said that. Okay, I'm not sure what she's talking about. Hopefully you do. She's saying, have you ever looked at a light and wondered where it is? And she's showing the stars, and she's showing like just you looking at one star in the sky, and it's way out there. Have you ever looked at a light and wondered where it is? So I don't know if this is something you've done or why she's saying this. Hopefully it's something that you can validate, so you know for sure it's her. I usually ask them for at least a couple of things, so you know for sure we're talking to the right person. Now she's talking about ice cream. Ice cream. She's showing what looks like chocolate ice cream cone. So you recently had one, or you always wanted one when you were a kid every time you went somewhere. She's showing the ice cream, the little ball of ice cream falling out, plopping on the sidewalk, and you're crying. You might be too young to remember that. I think that happens to all of us kids, though. You hear her in the kitchen, and you feel her in the kitchen. You know, oh, I'm getting that song. I always feel like somebody's watching me. It's actually a kind of a stalker song. I don't remember who sings it. Let me look. The song's just called Somebody's Watching Me. And it's, you know, I always feel like somebody's watching me. You don't want me singing either. So you feel her in the kitchen, And every so often you should hear something rattling, something like something being moved or silverware rattling, or she's not telling me exactly what the sound is. Usually they will, so that we know what to listen for, so you know for sure it's her. But she likes hanging out in the kitchen, and she likes sitting at the table. So just watch for things to move. Your tea towel might keep falling on the floor, or because she's making me feel like it's random things. It's not just one particular thing. So something might roll off the counter. You might she's showing a spoon on the stove. You might set it there and it might be turned when you come back, which you wouldn't think anything of it. So she's puttering around in the kitchen. She's smelling. She's smelling. Show me what it is. She's not showing me. You're going to walk, if it hasn't happened, it's going to happen, or even if it has happened, it will happen again. Walking in the kitchen, you smell something cooking, but nothing's cooking. She's not giving me a particular smell like they usually do. She wants you to know how proud she is of you. You have more strength than you realize. Keep up the good work. She says, Mom says, more than anything, be proud of yourself. You can have, say it again, Mom. She said you can have 1,000 people proud of you, but until you're proud of yourself, it won't get better. Be proud of your, excuse me, it's choking me. Be proud of your big heart. Be proud of your soft soul. Just be proud of you. Nobody can do that for you. She says, I'm proud of you. Dad's proud of you. Chris is proud of you. We're all rooting for you, and they're all three of them going like this. There's your cheerleading squad. Call on them. You have to ask, because they cannot override your free will choice. My guides and Bob, they're always going, oh, Rhonda, why are you doing that crap? We told you not to, because I have free will choice. I can screw it up if I want. So they're cheering you on, but you have to ask, because they cannot override your free will choice. And then you have to be open for whatever comes forward. Usually it'll be something new. It could be a call from an old friend. It could be you ran into somebody and they offer you a new job. I mean, it's just, the doors just open once you ask and you allow. You have to allow. Because you can always go, no, I don't want it. Might be the best thing in the world for me, but no, I don't want it. But thanks for bringing it. That's what I do a lot. That's our hiccups. She wants you to try something new. Mom says you have not explored enough in life. You need to try something new. She's not saying what, though. Try a new recipe. Try a new way to dance. Try a new show on TV. Try a different type of music. Try it. Try it. Try it. Try driving a different road to the store. Just going to shake it up, shake things up a little bit, stir it up. She mentions the word humdrum. So I don't know if she thinks you've gotten in a rut and you're just kind of humdrum. She wants you to just get some new scenery. She says it'll be good for you. And she said she will be tooling along beside you, whether you know it or not. Ask her to go with you. Now she's talking about the green, green grass of home. Hang on. Okay, she wasn't singing it, but she was just saying the green, green grass of home. So I had Alexa, I can't say her name, she'll come on, play it, and it's by Tom Jones, so it's way back. So play that song. It's They'll All Come to Greet Me when I get there, and that's what happened when she left, and when Dad left, and when Chris left, and they're telling you that when it's your turn, and she's saying it's not anytime soon, they will all be there to greet you, the green, green grass of home. So it makes me cry. So she wants you to know that and be comforted by that. That's the way it worked for them, and that's the way it'll work for you. She says, don't get in any hurry. It's not your turn. So you could miss us, but we're going to see you again because we're going to be there to greet you. So just talk to us. She said, just talk to us the way you can for now. So they can all hear you. They can hear you, whether you know it or not. Just try to be aware after you ask them something or after you talk to them. And actually, I went to my medium friend after Bob died, and I said, does he hear me? And she says, yeah, but you kind of talk too much, Rhonda. And he kind of goes every once in a while and shuts his ears off because you're always which I wouldn't doubt it from him. But I love him. But talk to him all you want to. And you don't have to talk out loud. You can talk telepathically. They can hear you and they can answer you. So if you ask Mom a question, what's the next thing that pops into your head? Not from you, something random. It'll work that way. Okay, they're all still. I had a hair tickle in my eye. I think it is. That or anything that happens to me during a reading is something's going to happen to you. So it feels like a hair stuck down like in front of my eyes, like stuck in my eyelashes, but I don't think there's a hair there. So watch for that. Something that you can't get rid of. And that'll be her. That's a different one, but when that happens to you, tell her you love her, acknowledge her, validate her, and ask her to bring you more signs. And just feel her in your kitchen. Listen for her. Smell her. Smell the food. Okay, they're leaving. They're going like this. They're rooting for you. So don't forget to call. Just say your cheerleading squad, and you'll get all three of them. There's somebody else walking up behind them, but they're not going to make themselves known, but they're younger. Teenage male, some teenage male that you've lost. Don't even feel like a family relationship. Don't know why he's walking up behind them. I hear recently, so a teenage male recently passed, somebody you know, maybe a friend's child, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he's connected in all this or why they're allowing him to appear. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for every single thing they say or do when I talk to them. Okay, they're cheering you on as they're leaving. They are all arm pumping as they're walking away. Call on them. You'll feel them. They'll help lighten your load. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you for being patient. Had a rough week. So, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice.